Number 1 on G2 for 6 straight years. 100 out of 100 satisfaction score. And yet, 2 out of every 3 MSPs still choose something else. There's a reason for that, and it's not what NinjaOne wants you to think. NinjaOne started in 2013 as Ninja RMM, a cloud-native remote monitoring and management platform built for MSPs. They rebranded in 2021 and haven't slowed down since. In January 2026, they crossed $500 million in annual recurring revenue. That's 70% year-over-year growth. Their valuation hit $5 billion. They've got 35,000 customers across 140 countries. This is not a scrappy startup anymore. This is the fastest-growing RMM platform on the planet. So why does NinjaOne keep winning? Start with deployment. Most RMM platforms take over a month to get running. NinjaOne, under a week. Their patch management covers Windows, macOS, Linux, and over 200 third-party apps, all built in. 82% of their customers say they replaced 3 to 4 separate tools with NinjaOne alone. And on G2, they score a 9.3 across the board. Ease of use, admin, and support quality. ConnectWise, for comparison, sits around an 8.3. That gap matters when your techs are the ones living inside the platform every day. Plus, in 2026, they shipped AI-driven vulnerability management, full IT asset management, and network discovery. They're not standing still. Now, here's where it gets complicated. NinjaOne's pricing sounds simple. $375 per device per month at 50 endpoints, scaling down to $1.50 at 10,000. But here's the thing. You can't just sign up and pay that. You need a custom quote. And on Reddit, MSPs report price differences of 100 to 300% for the exact same setup. The median buyer pays just over $9,000 a year, but vendor data shows an average 29% savings through negotiation. Which means the first price they quote you is almost certainly not the best price. And because it's per device, your costs scale directly with your growth. Add-ons for backup, advanced remote access, and monitoring stack up fast. Easy to start cheap, harder to stay cheap. The deeper issues show up as you scale. Start with support. NinjaOne's free, unlimited support was a genuine differentiator. It's one reason they scored so high on G2, but they've since outsourced support to a third-party company in the Philippines. The backlash from MSPs has been real. Then there's reporting. The reports look polished, but they lack depth. No compliance-focused reports. Patch reporting doesn't give you actionable insight. If you're running audits, you'll hit walls. Permissions are another pain point. You can't create fully custom roles. MSPs that co-manage environments with client IT teams find the RBAC model too rigid, and the PSA integration feels bolted on. Ticket sync breaks, time tracking doesn't flow, billing data gets stuck. NinjaOne is easy to start, but easy to start doesn't always mean easy to scale. So, how does NinjaOne compare to the two platforms that actually dominate the market? ConnectWise has 25% market share. It's the deepest integration ecosystem in the MSP space and the most customizable. But the learning curve is brutal, and their G2 scores are significantly lower. Datto RMM, now under Kaseya, has almost 26% share. Their native Microsoft 365 management is something nobody else offers. But you're dealing with opaque pricing, multi-year contract lock-in, and growing complaints about support. NinjaOne sits at just under 10% share. Best scores, fastest growth, easiest to use, but the smallest footprint. The paradox makes sense when you realize switching RMM platforms is one of the most painful things an MSP can do. ConnectWise and Kaseya don't keep customers because they're better. They keep them because leaving is expensive. Here's the verdict. NinjaOne is worth it. If you're a small to mid-sized MSP with under 500 endpoints, you're deploying fresh, not migrating from an entrenched platform, Your team values simplicity over customization, and you don't need deep PSA or billing integration. It's not worth it if you're growing past 1,000 endpoints and need granular permissions. You depend on tight PSA sync for billing. You want transparent pricing without a negotiation dance. Or you need enterprise-grade reporting for compliance. NinjaOne earned the #1 ranking, but #1 doesn't mean right for everyone. NinjaOne is at an inflection point. $5 billion valuation, a backup acquisition in the works, platform ambitions that look a lot like the companies they're trying to replace. The question isn't whether NinjaOne is good today, it's whether they can scale without becoming what ConnectWise and Kaseya already are. Full written guide in the description. If this was useful, subscribe. We do this for every major MSP tool.